42 this weekend to do some UMTR stick shift racing. Kind of crappy, rainy weather today in Pennsylvania. I had the car all cleaned up and ready to go, and of course it's been raining, so it's filthy now from the road grime blasting off my truck. But yeah, what are you gonna do? Looking forward to doing some more racing. Meeting up with Paul and Clarion down off I-80, and we're gonna head out to 42. Try to get in some test and tune tonight. Looked like there's some rain showers out there this afternoon. Hopefully that subsided and the track's dried out, and maybe we can get a few hits in. My third gear synchros are still blown out, so we're either gonna try short shift in third again like we did on Buckeye Skips, and that worked, but my ET's way down because I just can't pull through second. I can't run it up in RPM in second gear. I may try to just run second out and then just granny shift third slowly and see if I can get it to go in, and maybe that'll improve the ET a little bit because I'll have the momentum coming off a second rather than coming off a first. Last time it skips when I tried to run up the RPM at all in second gear though and try to actually bang third gear, it just is not happening. So we'll have to play that game a little bit and see what's up. I didn't really make any changes to the car. It's consistent from skips still, so I didn't really want to change anything. I was not using my clutch tamer. I do have my prototype mount in the car, but I didn't use it at skips, and I don't think I'm going to use it this weekend just because I kind of got used to the car as it was. Who knows, maybe I won't granny shift it. I might just keep doing what I'm doing because it was pretty good. But yeah, I guess we'll figure that out as we go. Once again, hopefully the weather clears out. This is a double feature weekend for UMTR. We're running two separate races, Saturday and Sunday. Sponsored races. There's a payout in quick stick and street stick class, so that's pretty cool. Hoping to go some rounds, and we'll see how she goes. On the way to 42, following Paul and Old Nelly. Well, we were leaving the rain, and we got into the sun. It looks like we might be heading back into some rain here, heading back toward Ohio. So let's hope the weather holds out and we can maybe get some hits in tonight. Might be an end in sight for the rain here. I think we might be driving out of it. Kind of hurts to drive past the bargain bin and not stop. It's calling to me. Well, here we are pulling into Dragway 42. As you can see, the cloud up there is not looking super hot. But yeah, should be good. Well, unfortunately, test and tune was canceled for tonight. We ended up getting a torrential downpour basically not long before we got here. Paul's got the big old RV all set up, Old Nelly in the trailer, and I got fish sticks parked next door. We got the easy up for tomorrow. I got her on strap, but there's really no point in unloading tonight. Our friends are over here from UMTR, so we're gonna hang out for the evening and have a little fun. And then tomorrow we're gonna tear it up, go some rounds, do the stick shift thing. My humble abode for the evening. Gonna be sleeping next to old Nelly here. Should be good. See you in the morning. Morning track walk. These goons. Some real heavy dew this morning. Having to go through and wipe fish sticks off pretty good. It's really, really wet. UMTR is pretty far down on the list, so it might be a little while before we get up there. I have a ripping headache right now. I didn't wake up with it, so hopefully I can get that to go away before we end up going up for our time trial. But feeling pretty good. Dew was really heavy this morning. Got the car cleaned up, wiped down, made it through tax, signed up for UMTR, all that happy stuff. So we're ready to go. Now we play the waiting game. So see what happens when we get up to the lanes. Ball going up for a first time trial. Here we are on the lanes for the first time trial, and street stick and quick sticks up here. We got 8 cars in street stick, and I think there's 16 in quick. So let's see what we can do. Almost ready for the first time trial with street stick. The quick stick guys are running right now. Well, first pass for time trials went pretty good. I red lit, but car's consistent. I mean, I basically didn't change anything from skips, and I'm running 190 60 foot, which is slow, but it's, like I said, it's consistent. Mile an hour and ET picked up slightly. I ran a 1240 at 116, but if I can get the launch cleaned up a little bit, I think we might be able to do something. We'll see. Getting ready for a second round of time trials for street stick. Quick sticks running right now. Pretty good car count, 9 or 10 cars in street. The count for quick is down. I think there are only like 19 cars, unfortunately, but there's some competition in street this time, so we'll see what we can do. The car second time trial went a lot better than the first. The car actually felt like it spun a little bit, which I think is what it kind of needed. It improved the 60 foot about a tenth, which is good. Picked up a mile an hour, ran a 1230, so it picked up a tenth in the quarter too. Reaction time 0:31, so if I can keep that up, we'll be doing good. Getting ready to go do it. Once again, buy round, first round for me. Got lucky with the chip draw. That's cool. Take that. This is street stick competition here. Some good looking cars here in street stick. And then I'm not really sure what's going on down track, but we got Quick Stick down here waiting. See Nick's in the lane now. Paul drew Roger first round, so that's 1 and 2 in the points. Roger first currently, and Paul's in second. So hopefully Paul can take him out. That's an upset for first round for one of them. So see how it goes. And the DA's pretty bad. The track's at 1,100 feet, and right now the DA is about 3,400. But that's about what it was earlier too, so I'm not gonna change a thing. I'm just gonna go up and try to just repeat. And like I said, I got lucky, so I got another test and tune pass, so I got another pass to figure it out. So pretty stoked, happy to be here. Did that not film that? Well, so round one I got the bye, and I did an 035 light to my last time trial on an 031. Real happy with the light. I got a little excited and I tried running third gear up a little harder and I wouldn't go in. So my ET was off. I ran a 1260 on a 1230, which I'm not going to win doing that. But if I can keep short shifting it and get it to go into gear into third, I think I'll be doing pretty good. If I can keep running that light, I think I have a chance here. So, but in the background, you can see there we have some pretty nasty looking clouds moving in. So that might not be great. I need to go find Kevin Margot so I can figure out how to race, what lane we're getting, what we're doing here. So he's in a red, newer, like 05 GTO. So, unfortunately, Roger on the four-wheeler there just took out Paul first round, which stinks. Paul's in second place in the points, and Roger's in first. So it's kind of an upset round for whoever lost in that one. So, bummer there. This ain't looking too pretty good. Just pray the rain holds out here. At least Paul gets to eat tacos and drink some cold snacks. Well, crap.
Nice tent, buddy.
Well, the race is canceled, and we had a malfunction with the easy up, and it caved in and blew apart, and now I have it zip tied and bungee strapped to the trailer, so there's that. And the race is canceled. You can go mud bogging. So first round pass, after I let off the line lock coming out of the burnout box, and it started to hook up from the tires getting warm. Kind of heard a noise in the back. I'm assuming it's paranoia, but from previous rear end events, but figured I would, now that the pavement's dry, jack it up and just check it out and make sure everything's good under there before we send it again tomorrow.
This is a kind of a familiar sight from Buckeye Skips. The nice thing is the pavement is not boiling right now. So that's a plus. So I'm gonna take you under here. Like I said previously, I heard a noise and I just being paranoid. Everything's fine. Just double checking some stuff under here. I have the UMI drag bar in the back with the big heavy duty home joints, and I do have their Panhard relocation set up. It adjusts the roll center of the rear of the car, so you basically set that side to the height of your car, basically allowing you to make sure the Panhard bar is nice and flat at ride height. So when it rotates, it's basically rotating off of its centered point, either up or down from that point. Right now I have it slammed all the way at the top. When this car goes back to being an autocross rig here at some point, this side, that Panhard bar is probably going to mount second or third hole from the bottom once it's lowered, just to get it square. Full UMI short torque arm with the the 3-point subframe connectors. I feel like the subframe connectors are a must when you're running the short torque arm. So basically how the suspension works is when you hit the gas, the tires spin forward and basically try to torque the front of the pinion and the front of the rear end upward, which is trying to drive the torque arm more or less up through the floor. And then at the same time, as it's doing that, it's also rotating into the lower control arms, which is essentially propelling the car forward. So you want the added support on the floor with the 3-point subframe connectors, so that you're not basically tweaking the floor or caving the floor in. Once again, I highly recommend, if you're going to run a short torque arm, that you have some sort of support on this floor, because as you can see from this angle, the supports where that bar mounts, there's not a ton of it there, so I think it's definitely helpful. I moved, prior to Buckeye Skips, I moved the lower bars from the bottom position up a hole. I changed the pinion angle, and it made a difference. Like, it got a lot better. It was hitting the tires way too hard before in the bottom bar. I currently have the torque arm in the bottom hole up in the front as well. So, and I believe that is the less aggressive position rather than the higher hole. Not 100% sure on that, because the torque arm car doesn't work off instant center like a 4-lane car does. So it's slightly different, working off of, I think it's like percentage of rise. So it's a little bit different, but this combo with this car with bias ply seems to, it's doing the thing. I have the Viking shocks in the rear, and I'm currently running a set of old, I think they're iBlock made SLP Stage 1 3/4 inch drop coils on it. This car had a notoriously bad gangster lean. So on the passenger side, I'm actually running the big spring isolator on the top, and on the driver's side, I'm running just a rubber hose mod to level the car out. I also put hoses on the bottom where they sit on the rear end, just to avoid the noise. And you can see the airbags in here. I just have the airbags routed out. I had them hooked to the trailer hitch receiver for Skips, but since I took the receiver off, that's what these bolts here for the receiver. I just drilled some holes in that plastic piece where I notched it for the receiver, and just threw the airbags in there. I don't have the Schrader valves in there right now. I'm just running both bags completely empty. I know I've read online where guys say, you know, you can't have empty bags in there, it changes how the suspension works, but I can tell you that this suspension is working exactly the way it needs to, even with the empty bags in there. So, but yeah, just a quick update, I guess. Everything is good under here from what I can tell. I'm just paranoid with the noise, blowing up the rear end and then putting it back together and then having it make noise and having to take it all back apart and rebuild it again. I just a little gun shy there, but I think we're good. I am currently running Redline shockproof oil in their diff. It looks like Pepto-Bismol. It's kind of weird, but it seems to be doing the thing. I'm running a Quick Performance 9-inch fab housing and Yukon aluminum center section with aluminum Daytona pinion, billet yoke. That's all from Quick Performance. I had Patterson drive shaft in Phillipsburg, Pennsylvania make me this steel drive shaft. It's a big old heavy boy, but it does the thing. 1350 joints, front and back. So I've been leaving today at 5,000. It's still not quite enough. It just, this motor, it's a junkyard put together motor. It has unknown miles, stock bottom end. I'm actually running a set of $50 4.8 liter express van heads on it. It's got a big old tick cam, SNS stage 3, and LS6 unported intake, and then a home ported 78mm throttle body. Nothing exotic or fancy. This is the cheapest of the cheap in the motor, and the car does wheelies. And right now I can't use second gear because it won't go into third because the synchros are gacked in third. So I'm short shifting third. Basically, as soon as I pull it into second, I'm shifting into third, and the car's still running 1230 at 116. So you don't need to spend a crap ton of money on the engine to have fun with these cars. The one thing I will say though is you do need to put a little bit of work into the suspension, and these UMI parts are working great. And actually, once again, I had planned on basically converting this car back to autocross at some point, and I'm running the Road Race K member in the front and the Road Race lower control arms, and I have the UMI tubular uppers in the front with a set of Viking Warrior coilovers. And I mean, it's basically like the front end is kind of set up for the autocross and the rear end is kind of set up for drag. And the thing just works. Like, these cars are, I love the F-body platform, the 4th gen especially. They're just Swiss Army knives. You can kind of do whatever you want with them with the right stuff. And it's not a huge barrier of entry to get into it. I just love them. But yeah, so in order to convert this car back to autocross, I'll have to change the gears out because right now I'm running 457s, and so probably put like a 350 in it or something like that, and revalve the rear shocks. I'm running Crusaders in the rear, and like I said, and probably a different set of springs in the rear, and basically just probably a different set of springs, and just leave the front coil, like the shocks, alone. And sway bars. I don't have a sway bar in the front right now. I do have a UMI sway bar that was on the car when I got it, actually, and I took that off just for drag racing. I don't need it. And then I have the UMI rear sway bar that I replaced with this drag bar. That also came with the car when I got it. So I can put that stuff back on. It wouldn't take a whole heck of a lot to make this car autocross worthy and still be a lot of fun. So taking a look at the lineup here for quick stick and street stick. It's a nice little 55 running street. These guys are all quick stick cars here. Street stick, so these are the guys I'll be racing with. Ridiculous. Yeah.
10, green open, 13 flat.
I stayed in third a little too long that time. I just shifted it a little slower. It's not good for consistency. I think I gotta just freaking short shift it. I don't know. It's tough. I wish I could just run it out the red line. It would be so much easier than trying to play around with that freaking synchro. On my way up for time trial number 2. I don't know why they're switching lanes up on us here.
1292.
Well, second time trial, I ended up red lighting again. Just really trying to get down, so I'm just gonna slow down a little bit first round here. I just won the 50-50 drawing, so that's cool. And I drew the current street stick points leader, Brandon Margot, first round. So I'm gonna put him on the trailer and kick some butt today. I ran 12, the last two passes this morning, car ran a 12:23 at 117 and change. I'm just gonna, it's super consistent. Like the 60 foot, the 8th, and the quarter was all basically spot on 12:23. It's like 12:23 with an 8 and like 12:23 with a 7. So it's like really consistent. The last time I checked, the DA was 2,900. It's probably higher now. I'm gonna guess it's probably 34, 35. It's getting pretty muggy. Sun's baking. So I think, but I think it's basically just gonna be the same as it was. I don't know. Maybe I should slow my dial down like 12:25. I don't want to break out though. I don't know. You know, I picked 12:20. I'm just gonna leave it alone. So once again, I'm not a professional by any means. This is really, other than Buckeye skips, this is really the only track time I've had in this car was this weekend. So I've got 3 passes in on it yesterday since Test and Tune was canceled on Friday and we rained out, and I have 2 passes in it this morning. So I made total passes on the car right now, including Buckeye skips, is, let's see, that's 8. So I have 10 passes on the car total. Well, I thought about it a little more and talked to Paul, and I ran 12:23 with a 7 and 12:23 with an 8 the last 2 passes. The DA's already gone up 300 feet, so it's going to continue to get worse, I think, with the heat of the sun. So we're going to call that good. A quick stick going up. First pair in street stick is going to be this little 55 and a new guy in the Mustang. And then I'm going up against Mr. Margot over here. He's the current points guy, leader. So we're going to put him on the trailer first round and send it.
Probably not a
My slip?
Yeah.
Wild. Oh, I broke out.
Well, I was talking a lot of smack and it bit me. Somehow that car picked up about 0.8 of a second everywhere for no reason whatsoever. The air was worse. It ran a 23 with a 7 and a 23 with an 8 this morning in better air, and then I just ran a freaking 15. It picked up everywhere and mile an hour everywhere. The 60 foot was about the same. Reaction time was a little slower than it has been. Not great, 0.90. I can do better. But I ended up red lighting on that last time trial pass, so I was trying to be a little safe, and I was, and it wasn't, I mean, it wasn't absolutely horrible, but I'm on the trailer, so I guess we're gonna head home early. I'm gonna be out of here probably about 1 o'clock or so, which I guess is good to get on the road. I'll get home before it's too late. It sucks, but hey man, I had a really good time regardless. Ended up winning the 50-50. Took home some money by splitting the pot yesterday. So this thing is loose as hell.
Cycle goes 689.
So this is second round equipment. At least since I broke out. I could at least watch. I'm gonna watch this round before I head out. you're getting a bite on? Yeah. That's awesome. You gotta take them any way you can get them. He doesn't have any sidewall on him. Pray for safe travels heading home. Pray for Paul, he does well. Kick some butt. And gonna hit the road here. Second time trial went pretty well.
What's the air?
This guy's pulling right out in front of me. What in the hell are you doing, bro? Holy smokes. Some people's kids.